Okay, it's 7 o'clock. I'll call our meeting to order. Kevin, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Babcock?
Here.
Mrs. Sweet?
Here.
Mr. Bear?
Here.
Mr. Whitaker?
Here.
Mr. Avery?
Here.
Mr. Hanna?
Here.
All members of council are present. Please join me in pledging allegiance to our flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening. This is the regular session of the Enon Village Council. This is Tuesday, May 24th, 2022. Additions to our agenda by council? Hearing none, let's go into the minutes of the Tuesday, May 10th, 2022 meeting. And if the council is satisfied with those minutes, I would entertain a motion in a second to approve those.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Mrs. Sweet, seconded by Mr. Bear. Please call the roll.
Mr. Babcock?
Yes.
Mrs. Sweet?
Yes.
Mr. Bear?
Yes.
Mr. Whitaker?
Abstain.
Mr. Avery?
Abstain.
Mr. Hanna?
Yes.
Those minutes are approved as presented. And let's see, we've got our update on finances. We'll look at that cash summary by fund. General fund, we have $172,000. Street fund, $70,000. You will notice the reduction in our negative balance. We're down to $95,000. That's with that $15,000 transfer. So we're glad to see that. Police levy, $289,000. Water fund, $122,000. And the contingency fund, $110,000. Total of $688,448. Let's look at revenue status. And let's see, second half of real estate taxes will be coming out soon. So in any case, we're still about 48%. And again, the things that will increase on a regular basis would be the fines and fees for court, franchise fees for our cable, and then other miscellaneous revenue. But in any case, we've received about 48% of our anticipated revenues. Let's turn to page 2, street construction, maintenance and repair. We've received about 41%. Police levy, 53%. That's on page 3. And let's keep going. Water operating, remember that's a month behind, about 34%. And overall, if you look on page 5, for a total of about 39%. Going to appropriation status. Let's look at our general fund. And again, we're about 40-some% through the year. On page 2, we've got about 48% that has been spent. On our street construction, we're about 35%. Page 4, our police levy, about 35%. And if we go to, we'll have to flip all the way to the back there on page 6 for our water department, we're about 39% for a total overall of about 43%. Any questions on finances? All right, we will move into staff reports. Does anybody have any communications? Any communications? Okay, let's move into staff reports, and Kevin, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Mayor, Council, residents. Good evening. Item 1, there's a planning commission meeting set, if I remember right, it's June 14th, to discuss the rezoning issue for the apartments on South Harrison Street. So That'll be coming up, and that'll be presented at council that evening then, too. Item number 2, got an email from the AARP Community Grant Challenge. Says, thank you for your recent application to the 2022 AARP Community Challenge Grant Program. We received over 3,200 applications from communities nationwide and over 150 across the state of Ohio. Unfortunately, our organization was not selected for funding at this time. Again, thank you for your application. We look forward to future opportunities working with you. So, unfortunately, we were not chosen again this year, and that was for some ADA play equipment and things like that for the park. So, we'll
Try again next
try
year.
again next
We
year.
will.
You know, kind of keep going at it. Eventually, the squeaky wheel. Is that how it
That or
goes?
the law of averages, one of the two.
So looking forward to telling us no again?
Yeah, well,
Do they come out with what does get funded? Do they?
Let us
Yeah,
know.
they'll have a
Okay.
project list at the beginning of next year.
Okay.
Yeah.
We should probably just review it when
what
it comes
projects
out,
was
just to
funded and
see,
stuff, yeah.
If there was a commonality in what was funded
Sure.
versus not funded.
Yep. And I think it says how much each entity got, but it doesn't go into any details how much.
But that might give us an idea. It's like,
But
what do they
Jerry's
like
talking
to
about,
fund?
Just get an idea of
Yeah.
what projects were funded.
Right,
I mean,
right. Yep. I can print that out as soon as it comes out. I mean, it's nationwide. I mean, it'll tell you each entity in each state what they chose and stuff like that. So.
Cool.
I mean, if the most of the projects funded were like a new car for the village administrator, then we would want to know that.
Then we would definitely want to know that, yeah. So hopefully next year we'll have some better luck. So, item number 3, just some updates. Doug and the guys have got some new flags up downtown, and mowing, getting everything cleaned up for the holiday. We'll do one last final touch on Friday because I think it's supposed to rain tomorrow or Thursday. So we'll see what happens. But anything that needs freshened up for the weekend, we'll get all that done for Friday. So we had a meeting with Mike Hennenkamp for the employee manual. Thought it was a great meeting, tying things up. There's only a few changes, wording changes that we'd like to change. He's working on them right now, and then he'll get it back to us for submittal to the committee. So a lot involved.
Been a big project.
Big project. I think it's going to be a great thing. It's a lot, in my opinion, a lot more better described than what we've had before. So it's well worth going through that process. Kind of opened my eyes to that, how big a process it was. So, and the last thing I want to mention to council is we need to update our photos out here on the wall. So I don't know if there's particular time, and maybe before council one night, one council meeting, we can come in, each of us come in early and sit and get we were thinking about sitting like right there, get the logo in behind with the shirts on, just so everybody's picture's up on the wall, because we've got some we've taken down, and we've got empty spaces. So kind of be thinking of that. It's not a real rush, but kind of be thinking that on a best time to, I think before council, because everybody's coming together.
Right,
So.
just pick a time,
So.
and
Okay.
next council meeting or two, and
Okay, I'll get with Christy. We'll do some trial runs and stuff, and see what it's going to look like, lighting and things like that, and then we'll
you'll
let
need
you
more than
know.
one trial run if you're taking my picture.
So
The IDs may have been, for the people who got elected this past year, the IDs are probably expired. I think we were trying to work on ones that were not expired, but so ours are, everybody that just was reelected this past year.
And we
Sure.
talked about that as well.
Yeah.
Getting employees'
Yes.
IDs updated.
Yep,
We
we're-
could get them all done.
yep, we can get
Yeah.
them all done at the same time. Yep, because that's in
That
the
sounds
employee
good.
manual that we need to get done.
We have,
too, so.
yeah.
So, other than that, I think that's all I have for now.
Real quick on that planning commission, and I'm not sure that we've got the actual date set because we're waiting to hear back, I think, from a few people. That rezoning is not for additional construction. That rezoning is going to be for a specific application to that property where the owner, it's a series, 3 apartment buildings that's
Yes.
on those lots, wants to actually have those converted to condos to give those tenants the opportunity to buy.
Purchase
So it's
this.
not going to be a reconstruction or new construction or additional construction. It's going to be how they are classified and how they're listed with the auditor's office. Kind of a strange, I don't know that
Right.
I've ever been on one of those before, so it's kind of a unique situation.
There's going from like a business or
It's in the downtown, I think.
residential to
Right.
like a PDR classification, because the PDR,
What's PDR?
the plan development,
Okay.
plan development residential, something like
Yes.
that. But in that classification allows condos, so basically just rezoning it from what it is to a PDR.
With no new construction.
With no new
That's the weird
construction.
part about it, right. So,
He's
okay.
combining the lots and making each unit, parcel and so that way, like the mayor said, each tenant would have the opportunity to purchase and be a homeowner. So
Very unique idea.
Yes.
So, thanks for explaining that,
Yeah.
Kevin.
that's all I have for now.
Questions for our administrator? Seeing none, Chief, you're up. Good evening.
Good evening, Mayor. Evening, council and residents. I got the PD events here on the first agenda thing here. The only one we really have is National Night Out. It's coming up in August. I've wondered if anybody from like maybe the historical side, anybody wanted to volunteer possibly. If you wanted anybody to help, contact Officer Miranda Dunham at her email address. I didn't get any, we weren't able to get any staff to assist, so maybe we reach out outside of that. SRO update.
Is that the first Tuesday, Mike? It's been so many
It is.
years since we've
Ye-
had. First
yes.
Tuesday?
Yes, it'd be the
Thank you.
August 2nd.
August 2nd. Thank you.
Yep. School resource officer update. They met last, they contacted me before that, but they officially voted last Thursday. They're going to contract with the sheriff's office. So that's that.
And it is our goal, let me just throw this in, I've talked to Dennis Henry, the school board president, you've talked to Darren Kanapke. It is our goal that we are going to work to try to get that contract year after next. So that's. what
Yeah, I
we're
mean,
trying
we
to
come
do.
in pretty cheap. I don't know.
Yeah, so
But
that's-
it is what it is.
Yes.
Memorial Day Parade, last council meeting, I, for whatever reason, decided to have it on the 22nd of May, but it's actually the 29th of May. I just, the way it was written out, I read the year rather than the date and stayed with it. But it is this Sunday, May 29th at 2 p.m. That'll run from Green and School down to the cemetery here.
Just a man ahead of your time, that's all, Mike.
Yeah, it's just the way I wrote it. Under miscellaneous communications, just for those that are wondering, that trailer out there in front, belongs to a company. It's called the Mobile Scout. It's just an enforcement type thing for safety and just mainly conditioned around safety for communities and stuff like that. It's like having an extra officer. So it's just out there looking into trying to see if I can find some sort of grant to help purchase one of those, since can't seem to find human beings to fill a suit. Maybe we can find a mechanical box to help a little bit. It
And
does
that-
a lot of amazing things.
It has a multi-use, capability, if you will. It can do all kinds of things that you don't think of when you just look at it. It looks like it's kind of one or two dimensional, but it's got all these features that's built in,
It does. It was-
which could be useful to the village.
Yeah, primarily. One was I like the fact that it has that the software that it helped if you had a missing or an endangered child or adult, you can enter their image into it and it will search for it and it'll alert you when it sees it. So that's kind of nice. Extra set of eyes, several thousand feet wide. Also, our still waiting on our cruiser cameras. I haven't heard anything back from that, but they're on order. Get those put in. Other than that, everything seems to be flowing pretty good. I know we're coming up into the end of the school year, which is a lot of the youth bored and running around. We just want to remind everybody we do have a curfew and try to be as lenient as possible. But, lights out, it's time to go to bed. And
We were never on the streets back in the day as kids
heck
after
no.
curfew,
We
so
were
we,
perfect kids.
yeah.
right? And for those that put their blue bulbs out, last week was National Police Memorial Week, the 15th, and it ended Saturday the 21st. And I had sent the thing out into the council, and I know the state sent it out saw those blue light bulbs. I appreciate that, much appreciated. And thanks to all the officers for being police officers. And that I will close. I have nothing.
Questions for our chief?
What time is the curfew?
I would have to look. I believe it's 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock. 10 o'clock for under a certain age, and then 11 o'clock for somebody under the age of 18.
Okay.
I knew that when I worked third shift. Now I'd have to look.
Any other questions? Okay, thanks, Chief. Thanks to both of you for your reports. I will say one thing, the village is looking great. I know we've got a few other little projects that, we need to get those potholes fixed. Kevin and I talked about that. But the flags look great. The facilities are looking really good. The guys are doing a great job of mowing. And so we're keeping up with things, I think, in a very nice manner, and looking forward to the parade on Sunday. So, and then you guys will work out manpower issues as far as extra help for the parade.
Yes.
Then. Gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, let's move on. Do we have any committee reports this evening? We have no old business, no new business.
Well, if I could ask one
Absolutely.
thing, maybe of Rick, any kind of high-level update you can give regarding the work for the Conley property? And I know there's been a lot of informational requests made.
Mhm.
Can you
It's not
kind of
really
go over?
evolved. It really has not been anything evolved off of that yet, Dave. We're still trying to get a topographical. Bob McClure, I've been kind of tied up, but Bob McClure sent an email last Thursday that I've not been able to look at yet. And Kevin, I think you responded out with some things this afternoon, but
There's a few more that
to-
he
yeah,
asked. So.
To update with you anything, it's really not, it's kind of, I don't want to say taking a back burner, but it's not really had anything that's been active the last 2 weeks.
Probably the biggest thing, I know they're working on the survey and the legal description. And then I think, Rick, you said there was somebody out there, they brought to your attention, probably tidying that up maybe.
I got a call coming here this evening that the property had been resurveyed today, and asked if that, and I wasn't aware of any need for it or where it came from, but apparently maybe tying up some loose ends, but it's
Yeah.
certainly not from any planning entity. But yeah, that will start getting my attention more this coming week, and
All right.
we'll be definitely keeping everybody involved with that. And I've been a little lax on my emails lately, so I apologize to everybody on that.
Any other comments, questions? Public? Good to see you, both of you. You guys look great tonight.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.